It's Paula nutting here, and I'm just going to actually give myself a little bit better light. So I want to have a couple of minutes of your time, and I just, you all know me as Paula Nutting, your musculoskeletal specialist. I come in vibrant and excited and want to tell you as many things as I possibly can to help you through your wellness journeys, how to actually work for your patients to make them feel amazing and to get you fully booked with really magnificent treatment techniques that help everybody. I talk about Chapman's reflexes or our neurolymphatic points quite regularly. I also talk about muscle energy techniques, which I use all the time in my clinic, and also myofascial release techniques, and linking in with Chapman's reflexes, but also Tom Myers anatomy trains. But what I haven't really spoken to you about before is how we all feel and how we've all been feeling through the stress of 2019 coming into 2020 and then 2021. So a lot of our plans were moving in a certain direction, as mine were, and then they were put off kilter, and now we're trying to redefine ourselves and work into a new paradigm. Now, I sat down and I'm always journaling. I'm always writing down oodles and oodles and oodles of information. I've been involved in business coaching because I think it's one of those things that we really need help with. And I had a fabulous chat to a good friend who's a new friend, Naomi, who's helping me with just putting me on a better platform. And I thought, where's your platform right now? What's happening with you as well? Because I'm starting to think differently than I did before. Originally, I was on this path of excellence and, the supercharged hero and could create anything I want. And then all of a sudden it kind of turned on me and I started to look back into my value systems and back into what was important for me, my missions, my visions and my values. And our conversation over lunch yesterday made me really start to unpack where I was coming from originally. So a lot of you know me as this, I've done these amazing things and it's fantastic. But a lot of you don't know the background behind you're not good enough, you weren't really smart at school, there were people that were prettier than you, there were people that were less awkward than you, there were people more deserving than you. I came from a family where it was only the male right to have shares in a business. We were told women would never work when we grew up, we were all to be married. And we were set up for failure. We were actually set up with this BS system that says that we weren't good enough for anything. And I've been going through, in the quiet times of my mind, for years and years and years, thinking that I'm just not good enough. And it creates this feeling that you are an imposter. So this I can't actually really get what I want to get because it's an imposter, because I've been told forever I'm not allowed to. So I suppose that's part of the reason why I thought I'm going to push 2 steps, just jump in the deep end everywhere I possibly can and try to allow the fear inside me to like push past it and push past the anxiety and push past that feeling of I'm not good enough. When I was sitting down over 10 years ago and talking with a really good friend of mine, Andrew Chadwick, we were talking about the fascial systems and connections, and we looked at the neurolymphatic points and how they can make a difference to the body and what happens with stress. And I think subconsciously I suddenly realized that people, so many of us are in stress and so many more are in stress right now. Back then I went, I think this is a key for me. I think that I see us folding in on ourselves every day. Anxiety creates a closure, a defensive pattern system. And when we defensively close down, you stop breathing, you stop using your diaphragm, and your diaphragm is the one muscle that you super need to get oxygen around to your body. Without oxygen, the postural muscles don't work efficiently. So How can I be posturally strong when I'm terrified? How can I stand up and be brave when inside me there's no engine in the tank, there's no fuel for the fire? And by suddenly realizing I could work on little things for myself to improve how I could stand, how I could breathe, how my nervous system could improve, I started to get an idea that I could also help others. And all I want you to think about today is, where's your anxiety? Where are you now that your path has been kind of thrown sideways with not being able to travel, secondary and tertiary pandemics rolling through, loved ones dying, friends not working ever again? So think about the stress, think about your anxiety, revisit your values, your vision and your mission, because I think that, just like for me, my new values are equity, spontaneity and courage. And I think for me that's what I'm going to unpack a little bit more and try to be more courageous, realize where it came from at the start, and recognize that you and I have the right to do whatever we want to choose to do, and no one can undermine us, and we shouldn't take that child's head into how we are today. So I just want you to think about that. I'm not teaching you any techniques for breathing. I'm not teaching you any neurolymphatic points to stimulate the diaphragm, although all the way through the sternum is a crack at the start, and learning how to diaphragmatically breathe. But I just want you to think about, where is your journey, and are you feeling the same as me? And maybe we can move forward together.